Good Friday afternoon, everybody. I'm Mark Dyer. Welcome back to my studio. Another installation of What the Hell's He Doing Today. So, hope you all had a good turkey day. Heading into the holiday here, and so make sure you're buying art, please. Support artists. So, don't support the dead ones, support the living ones, please. So I'm really going to start focusing here on less technique in the studio and more about the intent and what I'm doing. So one of the things that I've been asked is, yes ma'am, we will catch you later. So I want to give you a little bit of my background. I grew up in Michigan. I've always been an artist, always will be an artist. I don't know anything else to do. It's kind of like being gay. It's just part of my DNA. Hey, John. Thank you. So, while I've had a number of other jobs, most all of them revolve around some kind of creative process. I also did building and remodeling, and to me, designing those projects was all a part of that same idea of sculpting an environment for someone to live in, just like I do with my work in the studio. So one of the things that we've been talking about is artists in isolating themselves in their studio so that they can work. And I'm so grateful to have all these really cool artist friends here on Facebook and social media. Hi, Peter. And it's just been amazing to me because it really creates a way for me to look at the world differently. I do tend to lock myself in the studio, excuse me, and isolate myself. You know, I could probably work 15 hours a day in the studio, 7 days a week, and never go out in public if I had to. But having social media and having Facebook has really helped me with interacting with really good creative people and people who really want to look at my art, and so it's been a blessing for me. It kind of keeps me a little sane. I won't say that I'm sane at all. So I'm trying to read my list here of questions that I have. So that's, you know, being isolated in the studio is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because I kind of lose focus of what's going on in the outside world, and really a lot of what I do is kind of statements on our current social climates. So really having social media has really helped keep me in touch. So somebody had asked me why I'm an artist. I don't know why I'm an artist. I've always been an artist. It's just my DNA. I've tried a number of times to do a number of different things, and I always come back within a matter of days to at least drawing and painting. So I don't know that I have anything particular to say other than I'm speaking from my heart, and I always speak for those things that I was not allowed to talk about growing up. I grew up in a really strict religious environment, wasn't allowed to say a lot of things, and so doing abstract work was a way for me to really be able to express myself and say things that I wasn't allowed to. I continue that now as an adult, and excuse me just a minute. So anyway, I don't know if you know, my boxer Adam's been having some issues the past few weeks with having seizures, so that's what I'm doing right now, is watching him, making sure he's not having a seizure. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, which I have no idea what that was. So what I tend to do is everything evolves from conversations that I have even with people here on Facebook, just simple little things that someone might say that will trigger something in my mind, and then what that does is I evolve from there. So when I was a undergraduate student, I actually started out as a accounting major, a business major. I wanted nothing to do with art. I had a really bad experience in high school with an art teacher, and it really turned me off on any kind of formal educational training for my art. So when I started as an undergrad, I started as a business major, but I had to work as a work-study program for the school, and one of my friends had taken my work to the head of the art department. He then called me in and asked me if I would be a TA. He agreed that he would teach me things ahead of time, and then I would go out and teach classes and help with that. So it worked out really well. What ended up happening was, by the time I graduated, I had taken every art class that the department offered, and we had made up a number of different courses for me to take. So I'm grateful that he did that. He was a good friend and a really good mentor. Not without some difficulties through those 4 years, but very, very influential on the person I am today. One of the things that he did, which was one of the questions I was asked, is what's the best advice I could give somebody? And I'll give you the same advice he gave me. I was painting one day in class and was kind of struggling with a leg on a figure that I was working on, and it wasn't really looking the way I wanted, but you know, I was working on it, and he came up and grabbed the brush out of my hand and walked up to the canvas and scratched some paint on it and stood back and looked at it with me and kind of scratched his chin and walked up and took a rag and wiped it off and turned around and looked at me and said, "I guess you were right." And I have a little bit of a temper. And so I grabbed the canvas off the easel, I slammed it on the table, and I walked out of class and didn't go back for 2 weeks. When I finally did go back, he took me in the office and he said, "Mark, I'm going to tell you what, you're going to make millions and millions of mistakes in your life. The first couple million are the hardest to make. Make them, get them over with, and keep moving. But keep making those mistakes. Keep learning, keep growing, keep continuing." So that's probably a really pivotal moment in my life and in my career as an artist and as a person. Growing up, like I said, I wasn't allowed to make mistakes, and so art supplies were really valuable to me because everything I did had to be a masterpiece, and so what it did was it really kept me from exploring what I was doing. So that was probably one of the most freeing moments in my life, and I hope passing that on would help you too. I don't know why I'm an artist. It's a tough way to make a living. There's certainly, it's for the glamour and the glitz, I'm sure, but that's why I lock myself in the studio all the time. So that's kind of where I'm at, the beginning of this. Again, I'm here to promote kind of my art and really get the interest going in what I'm doing. Please feel free to contact me through Facebook here, message me about art and art questions. Visit my website, direfineart.com. I truly appreciate every one of you and everyone who makes comments on my work, who likes my work, who doesn't like my work. I appreciate all of those things. Again, it's the start of the holiday season. I hope you all are really safe. Don't spend a lot of money unless you're buying art. Buy art, buy art, buy art. Us artists need the support, and it's greatly appreciated. So anyway, that's it. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next Friday. Thank you so much. Hello, Carlos.